This is how Gwen Mann makes homemade fried chicken. First, I start off with my seasoning. I use a soul food seasoning. I use adobo all-purpose seasoning. I use a chicken seasoning and also just a bit of black pepper. I put it in my flour bag. It can be found at any Walmart, Food Line, or your general grocery store. I also like to shop at IGA. When I put my all-purpose flour in my bag, put it in my bag for coating of the chicken. You don't need a whole lot, but just enough to cover the chicken. Also, I sprinkle a little of the seasonings in the bag. Little soul food, pepper, chicken seasoning, and adobo. This is brand new, so I've got to take the top off of it. But again, you just sprinkle a little bit. The adobo to me gives it just a little bit of better flavor. And make sure you shake up your bag because you want to mix all of your ingredients in the bag. Now, set that all to the side. All of this can go put back up in just a few minutes. I use chicken wings because chicken wings is easy to fry, and this is the part that my children love to eat the most. We don't waste when we use fried chicken. What I do with the chicken wing, though, I always cut the chicken wing in half. I lay it on my cutting board, and I get right in the middle because that's where the gristle and the joints are. And you see how easily it just cuts right on through. You cut. Now, some people prefer to have the tip on. I prefer not. So, I could remove the tip the same way. You just cut in half, and there's your tip. Okay, go. Okay, after your chicken has been cut, you need to rinse your chicken really well. I rinse my chicken thoroughly, and I take it and I let them air dry on a paper towel that I have sitting here. And remember earlier, I said that we put our seasonings in our bag, so we really don't need to season our chicken anymore because it's in the flour. Once it sits and you can dab down, make sure some of the excess water is gone. Then you take your chicken and you put it in your bag. I like to do no more than 4 pieces at a time, and I also make sure that your grease is hot. I use vegetable oil. Sometimes I use canola oil. It really doesn't matter because you want it to fry. So, make sure you coat your chicken well. One way to make sure that your grease and your oil is ready for frying, you take a little bit of your flour and you come over and you put it in the pot. If it sizzles, it's ready. That didn't sizzle, so it's not quite ready. We need to give it another moment. Another way that you can make sure that your oil is ready, you can also take just a dab of water on your finger and you can drop it in. It didn't pop. So it didn't pop, it didn't seize. We need to give our chicken another 2 or 3 minutes. While we're waiting on your grease, you can always double check and shake it really well so that it'll be coated. Because sometimes a piece or two may not get as coated as well. So we do that and we are waiting. When you are getting ready to fry your chicken, put your pan on first, let your pan get warm, and then you slowly pour your oil inside. You would like for your oil to cover your chicken, so you continue to pour until it fills up. Okay, now our chicken is ready to be removed from the oil. I did give my chicken an extra 4 minutes because when it was floating, but it just didn't seem like it was done. Sometimes your chicken do need to cook anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Now look at the chicken. We're putting it out on paper towel so that it can drain some of the oil. Do you see how nice and brown it is? It's brown on both sides. That's what you want your chicken to look like when it come out. You don't want it to be burnt or anything. Now you are ready to have some nice homemade fried chicken. Bon appetit! We still have about 3 or 4 more minutes left on our chicken, but if you can see that the chicken is starting to float to the top, but we need to make sure that it's done, so we're going to give it another 2 or 3 minutes. But as you can see, once it starts cooking and it's done, it floats to the top. This piece is almost to the top, but this is not, so it means it's not done yet. Our oil is ready, so you gently place your chicken in, making sure that it is covered. I have it on medium high, not high. It will brown it fast and it will not be done in the inside. I also set it for the timer for 5 minutes. That's because the wing is a small piece of chicken that don't need a lot. That's the regular time. But if you can see, the timer has 4 minutes and 49 seconds left. When chicken is done, your chicken will start floating to the top. When your chicken floats to the top, that means that your chicken is done. Now, you still need to keep a close eye on it. Go and check your chicken because you don't want it to burn. Chicken, again, can cook brown but not be done in the inside. And you can always take a fork or a little knife and make a little slit to make sure that your chicken is done on the inside.